Hi there people, welcome to this video. Today, put your aprons on cause the Dom is cooking. So let's talk about the Dom Barrage. This is a 400 support that has a massive Gatling cannon. It's probably the best Gatling primary in the game. I really like this one, a lot of ammo. You also get the blow, which is the standard melee, so that's fine. The chest beam gun is the only instant stagger of this suit, and it has 100% heat rate. That being said, it has an overheat of 10 seconds, which is not too bad, and you have a surprise for this one. The waste missile launcher deals amazing damage. And you fire 8 missiles with 600 damage at 400 range. That's pretty good. And with an 8-second cooldown. Together with the beam, chest beam cannon, it's very, very good. Chest beam gun, I mean. They have a very similar reload time, and they make a great combo together. So, standard support skills, frontline support system level 2, which is very good. Leg shock absorber and special leg buffer for less damage on your legs and better overall performance. And explosive reactive armor, which is very good. I mean, it's not very good, but it's useful for support. So here are my shortcuts in case you're interested in that. So let's talk about the explosive reactive armor. This skill will nullify staggers if you're not hit directly by the ranged ballistic projectile. So it can be useful sometimes with how many bazookas are running around at this cost. As you can see, by the way, this is a higher cost MS. I put it so it can get more realistic damage. So that's 700 cost general MS. And as you can see, it can kill an enemy suit with an entire magazine, which is interesting. I mean, it's mostly for support fire, so to speak. As you can see, the range on the chest beam gun is decent. It's not too bad. And it has a little bit of ASL, which can help you aim. And it deals not good damage. The missiles, as you can see, you can stagger with 3 missiles, which is pretty good. And here the combo is chest beam gun, 2 missiles. Usually you can even get a second stagger if all the missiles hit, but as you can see, depending on where you aim, it can be a bit troublesome. And also, as you can see, they reload quite quickly, so you can keep this combo going. The missiles are also very good against toppled enemies, so if you have an ally that toppled an enemy, you can use it to fire and deal a lot of damage. I've seen these missiles deal like 1,000 damage per missile. And if you think there are 8 missiles, that's a lot. So today I put my apron on and I started cooking. The General Gundam EX, Gundam X, had just launched, so I tried looking for some supports that could have some fun at this cost. The Gatling gun is mostly for suppressive fire and for deterrence, because people usually don't like to get shot at. So here I show a bit, though it doesn't work as planned, but you can actually fire the chest beam gun while on the move. and that is very, very good. I mean, it's a Dom, so it should be able to do that anyway, but as you can see, the Gatling can provide quite the volume of fire, and it can make other people worry about you instead of worrying about your allies, and just overall give them more to think about. So that's the interesting job of the Dom. It's basically psychological warfare. You want to overwhelm the enemies, so they have bad decisions, so they make bad decisions, and that can contribute to your team a lot more than you would think. So I end up dying, and because I see there's an enemy behind me, I try to boost and shoot the stagger, but it doesn't help too much. So it's a very interesting support, because it really needs to work closely with a group. All of its weapons, like not all of the weapons, but most of your weapons have quite a short range. So you really need to go and stay in front of the enemy. So you are basically there to pull all the attention to you and make them have bad decisions. As you can see, when you're alone against an enemy, it's not a very good support. It's not made for dueling, but it can sometimes do enough to hold the enemy. And as you can see, this Gundam X really wants me dead. I mean, he was really going for me on that one. So I end up killing it, and you can see the missiles deal a lot of damage. So if you're ready when an enemy is not moving, that can be because of another teammate stagger, or they are toppled, or any case in which the enemy is not moving against snipers, for example. It can work well. It will deal a lot of damage, and the 8-second cooldown means you can use it quite frequently. This support has a very interesting playstyle. So you only have one combo, which is quite unusual, let's say, for a frontline support. Most frontline supports have at least 2 stagger weapons, and they usually have at least one good punish weapon. So this combo I talked about is what I call a stagger and punish combo. You will stagger them with your beam gun, and you will punish them with the missiles. The missiles deal a lot of burst damage, so they are very effective at that. While you're not using that combo, or the enemy is at a range you're not comfortable with, and with using this combo, you use your your Gatling gun. So as you can see, the enemy is stopped by the missiles, so sometimes they can work as a maneuver armor countering kind of weapon, but I wouldn't count on it. It has very poor build-up stagger, like reliable build-up stagger. But you can see it deals quite a lot of damage. It's not very beginner friendly, in the sense that you don't get a lot of defensive options and you rely a lot on your team. but at the same time, it's quite beginner friendly because basically you just get your Gatling gun and you fire at the enemy until it dies. That being said, and the beam gun on the chest has a ASL, so that makes aiming easier. It's quite an interesting suit, and I wouldn't really recommend for beginners, but if you are tired, for example, and you really want something that doesn't take too much attention, so to speak, to play, you can use it. It's if you have a good team, you'll do well. If you don't have a good team, you'll do poorly, but that's how the supports work in general. So as you can see, you can stand back and just keep hitting the enemies with the Gatling gun. Eventually you can hit them with your combo. Just keep your distance and you'll be fine. So the Dom is also one of the hovering type of suits, and in this specific case I don't think it's too bad. The only weapon you need to stop to fire is the missiles, and but still it's not too bad as you have a lot of them. So usually if you miss, you miss. You're not going to miss like all of them because you need to stop to fire. You're going to miss a lot of them because they're very slow. That being said, it's a very interesting raid, and you can cosplay as Dex from Star Wars Episode 2 in case you get the reference. And you can deal quite an interesting amount of damage because of the constant fire. So I actually, as you can see, I got top diversions because it's hard to ignore a Gatling gun firing at you. But I hope you liked it, and I hope it taught you something. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.